everybody. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about carbs. Now these days a lot of people are just afraid of carbs, mainly because they're uneducated about them and they're even eliminating them from their diet altogether. But I want you to know that you can actually teach your body how to use carbs efficiently and you can still enjoy them. So let's talk about three things. Let's talk about when to eat them, what they're for, and what kind you should eat. So first of all, when to eat. There are optimal times to eat carbs where it's going to be in your benefit. So the best time to have carbs, the very best time to eat carbs and when your body craves it the most is after you work out, okay? So post-workout is the #1 time to eat carbs. In fact, if you are going to have a treat meal or you're going to have something that goes off the plan, right after a good intense weight workout is the best time to do that because your body is craving the sugar, craving the carbs. It's going to actually use it and burn it off. So that's a great time to just eat carbs. The second best time to eat carbs is before you work out. So we're talking about 45 minutes to an hour before you work out. Okay? Because your body needs to be fueled. It needs something to work with, especially if you're going to be lifting weights that day, okay? And the next best time to eat carbs is when you wake up, okay? Wake up. And hopefully within 30 minutes of you waking up, you eat your first meal that does contain protein and carbs, like eggs and oatmeal, or a protein shake with a banana, or something like that. All right, so let's talk about what they're for. We kind of touched on it a little bit. They're for fuel. Carbs are for fuel, especially if you're lifting weights, if you want to build muscle, if you want to see tone, if you want to see tightness, then carbs are actually going to be in your benefit if you're eating them at the right times, like we talked about. So you want to use the carbs as fuel. So fueling your body, fueling your muscles is one thing that carbs are good for. Another thing that carbs are good for is to refeed your muscles after you work out. Like I said, your body just craves it, it needs it, and you need to give it the carbs that it is desiring. So refeed muscles. It's very hard to retain muscle if you're not feeding it correctly. And the last thing that is for quick energy. My handwriting is horrible, but you get the point. Quick energy, your body will use those carbs quickly. That's why it's not a good idea to eat these carbs right before bed if you haven't just worked out, because you're about to go to bed, you're about to go to sleep. You don't need the energy, you don't need that fast burn off. So, you know, when people say don't eat before bed, that's not always true, but if you haven't worked out yet that day, then eating carbs before bed can be bad. All right, so what kind of carbs should we be eating? Because you know what protein is. That's all meats and eggs and protein shakes. You know what fats are. That's nuts and oils and avocados. And pretty much everything else is a carb. So what kind of carbs do we eat? Well, we want to eat complex carbs, okay? The difference between a complex carb and like a simple carb is that complex carbs have minerals, nutrients, and fiber. So we're talking about things like potatoes, fruits, vegetables, quinoa, lentils, beans. These are great forms of complex carbs, okay? We want our carbs to mostly come from fruits and vegetables, okay? F and V, fruits and veggies. If you could make most of your plate fruits and vegetables and then have your medium to smaller portion of protein and then your portion of healthy fats, then you're having a very balanced meal, okay? Not to say that rice and potatoes and things like that are bad, but if you're looking to trim in the waistline, then you may want to substitute the starchy carbs for high fiber fruits and vegetables. And that's the last thing I want to touch on. What kind of carbs is the high fiber carbs? So I love oatmeal, I love beans, Of course, fruits and vegetables are very high fiber. Lentils, you can find noodles that are made of lentils, noodles that are made of black beans, so you don't have to deprive yourself of pastas. You just have to find a way to make it work. So I'm hoping this gave you some insight so that you won't be scared to have carbs, but you'll know when to eat them, what kind to eat them, and why you're eating them.